Just between you and me, this is nice. There's no tricks. Ooh, this love is just between you. This is not. Ooh, there's no tricks. This love is. Just what do I have to do to let you know? Should I make your flowers grow? Should I make it rain or snow? Yeah. So many things I've done just for you. Forest green and ocean blue, just to show my love is true. Just between you and me, this is not. There's no trace. This love is so real. Just between. This is not. There's no tricks. This love is so real, yeah.
Don't you know I taught the birds to fly, hung the stars up in the sky? Can you guess the reason why? Can you take more than a passing glance? Nothing is by happenstance, yet you think it's just by chance. Just between you and me, this is not no tricks. This love is so real. Between you and me, this is not. There's no tricks. This love is so real. Ocean deep, river wide, valley low and mountain high. All creation testifies of my love. Summer breeze and winter snow, autumn leaves should let you know. In the springtime, every flower's bloom. It's all for you.
what?
Hey.
What's up, y'all?
Hey, guys.
I'm tired.
We back.
Well, I'm back. Oh, we are back, too.
We back, y'all.
So we're glad to see you guys. Glad you guys are here. And we're excited about tonight's episode as usual. You know what? I got something going on with my camera angle right now, babe, because I can see cords over there that I normally can't see. What did I do?
I don't know. It looks like the camera is not turned properly.
Let me see. Maybe that's better. But
That's better.
but now I can see some of the thing back there. You know what I'm saying? So we were not
Hey,
with you
y'all.
last week because last week CJ Cousins. What's up, man?
Hey.
Hey, good to see you, man. Glad you're here. I guess you know something about Kevin Samuels. That's what we're talking about tonight. But so yeah, what's up, Primo? What's up, Jeremiah? What's up, Andrew? What's up, Madeline?
Hey.
Glad
Hey,
you guys are here.
guys.
And go ahead and start sharing this now so that, people can be on tonight. Now, last week we were not here, and we had posted that we were going to do this exact topic last week, and we didn't do it because my parents were in town. My parents were here for a week.
Yeah.
And it turns out they were leaving Thursday, and Wednesday, of course, was our last night together. And because April and the kids were in school, they barely got to see my parents. So we decided,
We
you know
needed
what?
that night.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
just hang
yeah.
out with our parents. So thank you for letting us postpone. We put it up, and hopefully you didn't sit here waiting and everything
Yep.
like that. Lance
What's up,
J in the
Gab?
building. What's the deal, Lance? Gabby here
Gabby.
too. What's up, Gabby?
Hey, Lance.
Glad you guys are here. So anyways, that's why we weren't here last week. So thank you for that. Every time we do that, we always want to make sure that if we say we're going to have a show, that we have one. But we do thank you for your understanding in the last minute when we change our minds. We usually have a good reason. And really lately, we've been trying to just do better with our mental health and all that kind of stuff, making sure we're not taking on too much. And that
That's
really,
right.
we really wanted to take some time with our parents. And so
Yeah,
that
it was
just
great.
worked out really well.
It actually
You know what I'm
worked
saying?
out.
Yeah,
It did.
It was
It did.
nice. So look at Primo. April, do you want to tell the chimes about sun?
Primo, why you got to be doing that?
Well,
I'm
first of
going to
all-
be honest,
first of all,
okay? I'm going to be honest
I already
about
got
what
it
happened.
ready to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, we got it ready. So our OG top chime.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, this guy Primo is such an OG when it comes to this that clearly we've known him for way before we had a show. This is
Exactly.
our boy. He and Shalita. We've
Oh,
had
yeah.
fun
Oh,
together.
yeah.
But he's been like a day one. I feel like Primo was on our very first live that we ever did.
Was he?
I think he was, and he's there all the time. I mean, he's always in the comments. Y'all know,
Listen.
y'all. If y'all never seen Primo before, here he is. This is the guy you see in the comments all the time, who's always here on the show.
Yes,
We played
and
golf with him.
I normally don't say this, but I love Primo.
I do too.
You know what I'm saying? I always say I love Shalita,
Yeah.
but I don't normally say.
Yeah, see,
but
he said day one. He knows he was there.
Yeah, you were there.
He
You
was
were there.
day
Day one. So he is definitely an OG top chime, and we played it. I'm gonna be honest. I
Hold on.
really
First of all, we played Andrews Air Force Base golf course, which we can't get on normally. The reason we were able to get on is because Primo is a military chaplain, and so he was able to get us on the course and all of that. So that was great. It was Sunday, this past Sunday, and
I have
it was
to
fun.
I have to tell the truth, Primo. I beat him badly. No, I'm just joking. I actually sucked. I actually sucked hard. Primo was sucking at first, but then he really did get better, and he was playing with some Walmart clubs that he had to rent and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so I'll give him his
Let's give him some
excuse.
credit. So the first thing is, yes, he played with rental clubs, not
He
his own
did.
clubs, and they
He
were
did.
garbage clubs. He's the only one who got a birdie.
He did. He was
And
the only
I
one.
feel like he got a birdie on like number 5. And so he was trying to figure out the clubs, maybe the first few holes. And then by number 5, he started turning it on. It was good.
around. I never came back. I never got my swing right.
You didn't.
But I did get I got 3 or 4 really good swings
You
that I
had
was
some
happy about.
good shots throughout.
I had some
but
good
you,
shots. No,
but
my
you
short
stayed,
game wasn't too bad.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah. You stayed
I
pretty.
guess, you know.
You stayed pretty.
consistently
Frustrated the entire
book.
time.
Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, exactly.
Consistently crappy. I did not play well. But
So,
that's the game.
Wanda's
That's
here
the
too.
game.
Hey, Wanda, what's
Hey,
up?
Wanda.
Good to see you. So Andrew said no explanation needed, but we're glad you're back. You know what?
Thank
You're right. I know we don't have to do it, but we do like to tell y'all what happened, and we like to know. We like you to know that we weren't, goofing off or something like that. You know what I'm
Is
saying?
that a Graham brother?
Hey, Primo was crying because you said you loved him.
Aw,
Yeah, this is your favorite Graham.
that's my favorite Graham.
This is Gary. Gary Graham. What's up, Gary?
Hey.
Woo's on here talking about Sunday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Sunday was
I love the golf conversation. Yeah, so it was good. It was fun. We had a great time. Primo was in town for I want to say 4 or 5 days. He was here for a minute, and we had to get together.
We were supposed to play twice, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, it didn't.
Yeah.
The weather wasn't cooperative.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
anyway, I'm happy to be home. So I just got back home today. I was in Dallas, Texas. I went out Monday and got back today. I guess according to Ego, I should say Monday. And so just got back today. My flight left this morning. I got up this morning at 4 a.m. Now it was 4 a.m. Central Time, so it was actually 5 a.m.
Yeah.
But still, I'm tired, and I didn't.
Good.
I think I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
So if I like triple my words and stuff today, you'll know why. So anyway, this episode is sponsored by our Fit for Marriage Bootcamp.
Yes, Fit for Marriage Bootcamp, an 8-week pre-marriage program. And it begins March 27th, and we're very excited about it. So if you know anyone who's engaged or thinking about marriage, let them know. They can go to www.justjohnandapril.com/fit and, get those tools that's needed before you even start that thing.
Yeah.
Okay?
You know what's funny? I feel like there's a lot of stuff that we learned in our premarital coaching sessions that we did.
That has kept
honestly,
us.
I feel like have stayed with us for years.
Stayed with us. Yeah. We refer back to them now.
We do. We do. And so it's very valuable. And a lot of people don't invest in themselves. I feel like we invest in our wedding, we invest in the dress, we invest in the venue, we invest in the food, the music, the video that we're going to have, all of that stuff, the pictures.
Everything, which is fine.
But we rarely invest in our actual marriage. It's an investment in us.
It is.
In our longevity.
In our future.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway, we if you know anybody that is either engaged already or is contemplating it. So this is one thing that April and I have been doing for years. People started coming to us for pre-engagement counseling. And this is basically that same program. So if you're pre-engaged or if you're actually engaged, you can join this. So go to justjohnapril.com/fit. We begin March 27th, and we'd love to have you. All right,
let's get with it, babe.
We got some people in the comments already about Kevin Samuels. We got Mark McDonald. What's up, Mark? Saying Kevin Samuels needs to get checked, and he's here for the popcorn. He's not a fan. His comment might be too long to put up. Let me see if that happens. Oh, you can see the whole thing.
Okay, good.
P.S. I wish a Negro would talk to any woman in my world or in my presence the way he does, asking what is her age, relationship history, status, and income to qualify her value. And the condescending manner in how he interacts with women is unacceptable. You know what? You took the words out of our mouth.
You did.
We're going to get to all of that.
That is so true. And if they come back, he hangs up on them.
True.
You know?
And by the way, I think this is probably one of the reasons why he doesn't do these live and in person. He does them on social media because he can talk any kind of way and doesn't have to worry about getting these hands.
But I just want to say the reason why, because we've talked about this is actually our second live on this topic, but our third conversation because
that's true, April.
We had a podcast that we record a podcast every Monday for our Monday podcast anyway. And we had a friend who talked about her views and her perspective about Kevin and how she agrees with some of the things that he says. Okay.
Yes.
But anyway, after that show, we got so many we got DM'd, we got so many text messages.
Well, first of all, the comments on that show are and people going back and forth on different things, and then we got DM'd specifically asking questions about stuff.
And specifically asking us to talk about this again.
Yes.
And to get a little deeper with it.
And so one of the reasons why we're doing this tonight, because it may seem like overkill, this is going to be slightly different than what we've been doing. In that interview, we kind of listened to the new perspective on why a woman would even listen to Kevin Samuels, but we didn't really respond. We didn't give any of our sort of philosophy.
Just a little bit. Not
you know
our
what I'm
philosophy,
saying?
no.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna just put up tonight's topics that you have it. It's right there, so you can see what's going on and you'll know what's happening. So what I need you to do right now is you need to share this because there's no question in my mind. There are people out there right now that need this message tonight. It's going to be slightly different than what you think. We're going to basically talk about why we feel I'm going to just telegraph it right now. Why we
Go ahead.
feel that Christian people should not subscribe to Kevin Samuel's way of thinking. There's something foundational. There's something in the foundation of his teaching that is diametrically opposed to what we know in Scripture. Now, if you're not Christian and you don't subscribe to this, then hey,
Yeah.
we're not trying to,
Right.
But honestly, you may want to keep listening because you may find out some of the things that we're talking about are appealing in some kind of way. I think they will be because I think the gospel's irresistible. But anyway, that's just me.
It is.
But my point is, that's what we're going to get to tonight. Really, is what do we think really constitutes high value? Because I think when the Bible talks about what we look for in high value, it's very different than what Kevin Samuels is saying. And so that's kind of the thing we want to talk about.
And that's
tonight.
the first thing that just turned me off.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the first thing that turned me off was the list.
Right.
That was the first thing.
His list, his attributes that, in fact, why don't we just read through them real quick? He has 6 attributes of what he calls a high value man. I think we may have actually gone through this list before in our first episode that we ever talked about him.
Right.
And I can't
We
remember how
did.
long
We
ago
did.
that was, but
It's
we'll
been
do
a
it
while.
again
It's been a
just in
while.
case you don't know what it
Hey,
is.
Akua.
Oh, Akua's
I was
there?
hoping you would be here tonight.
Yeah. You need to be here tonight. You know what I'm saying? I turned off maths. That's Married at First Sight for this.
Oh, wow.
That's a big deal.
That is a
Akua.
big deal. 'Cause
We
Akua was
know
the one
you
that-
watch us
Akua,
later
you
because
the
of
one
Married at
that
First
got
Sight.
me on that show. Okay, and let me tell you what happened to me. I watched one season.
Right.
I couldn't watch anymore because I got too involved. Like it was too much for me.
So you can't do it no more.
It was too much. I mean, it was just when you go to bed dreaming about that, nah.
So
I had to stop.
Andrew says, but the radio show perspective with your guest was good, and I want to agree
Yes,
with you.
I agree.
Andrew.
It was good.
What I want to say is that April and I are like this. Neither one of us is extremely anything. In other words, we do not think that because a person comes from a particular way of thinking that automatically they should be shut down and we can't listen to anything they say. So like, that's a Trump supporter, so we can't listen to that. You know what I'm saying? We're not like that. We try to listen to see if there's something of value in what somebody's saying. And sometimes there are things you can learn, even if the thing you're learning is what not to do. So that's I'm being for real. That's kind of our position and our perspective.
Right.
And so I do think that show had some perspective that gave us a little slightly different way of thinking about this whole thing.
It did. It made me say, okay, so
Exactly.
that's okay.
Right.
Okay.
But it also made us go back because here's my
did,
thing.
it did.
And here's what I really want to get to tonight before April reads the list. She's about to read the list of 6 things that he says are high value man. Again, you need to share this tonight with somebody so that they can have it. Here's my thing, and here's what I think we need to do. Thank you, baby. I am a little out of the frame,
Yeah, you
aren't I? This is what I think we need, and this is something that we have that maybe other people don't have just because of our proximity to this kind of subject. We've been teaching about marriage and relationships for 21 years now. And there may be a perspective that we can give that would help somebody not to focus on the wrong thing. Because in my opinion, if you're really looking to have a happy marriage, and if you're looking to have a marriage that does what it's supposed to do, because we have a theory on why what God uses marriage for. We have a theory about that. We say God uses marriage to save us. That's what we believe. And if that's really true, then I don't think you're going to find salvation or happiness if you follow Kevin Samuel's formula. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Because because what he says you should be looking for, I don't see in Scripture.
And I don't see it lasting.
Right. So go ahead and read
I'm
it.
talking about the and I'm not saying, I'm not trying to say people's marriage won't last. That's not
Right.
what I mean.
Right.
But I'm talking about let me just read
Name the
list,
thing. Here
okay?
are the 6 things that
It
are
could
what he
potentially
calls a
not
high
be
value
lasting.
man.
Let me say that.
Yes.
It could potentially Okay, I'm
Which
gonna
one of
just
us is
read.
sleeping tonight? Okay, go ahead.
I'm always sleeping,
Go
so
ahead.
you know that. A man's ability to earn at least $10,000 a month.
That's number 1.
Okay, monthly.
This is a high value man. If you are able to earn $10,000 monthly, that's the number 1. Number 2.
Earning of $10,000 monthly over the course of 5 years, though.
So
it can't
you
just
have to
be
first start by being able to do at least 10,000.
Right.
But then your second, to show you're really a high value man, you got to be able to keep that up for 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Acceptance from a group of other high value men.
Okay.
Access to a fraternity like network.
Yep.
And an accepted prominent position by society,
Okay.
and the ability to be of use by other high-value men.
Okay, so those are the 6 things. Now,
And I just want to say, Candace said, I don't think he operates from a faith-based stance.
I don't think so either, Candace.
But the thing about it is, Candace, the thing about it is...
Which is why we're not saying that he's trying to do that and so deceiving people. I think he's obvious about where he's coming from.
Right.
I don't think he's trying to hide
straight
that.
up.
Yeah, and that's fine.
But my thing is when Christians are going to that
Yes.
and then using that as their value system.
That's what I'm saying.
You know,
and I'm saying,
that's
I'm not saying you can't learn something from Kevin Samuels. I'm simply saying if you subscribe to his value system and you base how you find your mate on his value system, then there's no question in my mind you're not going to end up finding salvation through your marriage, and you're not going to find true happiness in your marriage. This is my opinion.
Yeah.
I may be wrong, but
Listen,
I think I'm right.
You can say what you feel, babe.
I think I'm right.
You know,
So-
we've
so-
seen this stuff.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing that all 6 of these have in common:
Okay.
a man's ability to earn $10,000 a month, being able to keep that up for 5 years, acceptance from a group of other high-value men, access to a fraternity-like network, accepted prominent position by society, and the ability to be of use by other high-value men. In my opinion, these things, all of them, are temporary. Every single one of
Yeah.
them. There's no way I can do that for my entire life. In fact, maybe I can do one of them, but not all of them. Like, for instance, at some point, I'm no longer probably going to be in a prominent position in society. At some point, I'm going to be an old guy that people don't think has any kind of value.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm saying money goes away. What happens? Okay, think about right now. Right now, we have a war going on in Ukraine. We've got all this stuff happening with gas prices and stuff like that. No question, everybody is forecasting our economy is about to go in the
Listen,
tank. It is headed there now.
It literally can be blown away in seconds.
Babe, my boy that I was just with just now, who's a very connected guy, has a lot of money. He said to me that somebody he knows who's in the financial system told him that we're headed toward, in 2023, another depression. Just like the one in 1923. I think it was 100 years ago.
Yeah.
We had a depression, and we're headed to that again right now. And I'm saying, during that time, what happens to all these guys that are earning all this money? Do they all of a sudden not become high-value men? Are they not worth anything anymore?
And what I'm saying too is, when that happens, what happens to you and your view of them?
Correct.
If that's
what I'm
what
saying.
you ended up being with them for,
Yes.
then what happens when it's all gone?
Correct.
Or when some of it's gone? And you know what? This is the thing. Once the money goes away, the acceptance in prominent position, the fraternity-like network, the ability to be
All that
used,
goes
all
away.
that goes away. Because
Yes.
they only see you as a high status because of your money.
And what you can bring.
And what you can
Yeah,
bring.
that's it.
You know,
Yeah.
and Gabby said, that sounds like a sugar daddy. I mean, in a way. And, you know, and honestly, we have seen couples, guys, that where it just, you know, things are not going well.
Right.
But the thing that keeps her there or keeps him there is the money.
Yeah.
So they're not happy. So
Donnie's here, by the way. What's up, man?
hey, Donnie. So you can say, hey, you know what? I want to marry money. Mm-hmm. That's basically, you know,
Right.
I want to marry money and I want to marry status.
Right.
If that's your thing, hey, go right ahead, but it's not going to last.
Right. Now, here's what I'm saying, though. If you listen to his list of things that he tells women that they need to have, all of those things are temporary as well. You know, talking about being fit.
Being young,
Yeah. What can you do? You can't stop
as
aging.
As soon as they get on, let me tell you, listen, because of our guest, she was telling me, you haven't seen enough. You haven't
So we
seen
watched
enough.
another
So
one.
I did.
I watched for the first time today.
That was the first time?
I've never seen Kevin.
Really?
I've never seen anything you've done. I'm just
Okay.
talking based on what you're saying.
Okay.
And I watched, what, 20 minutes?
You did. So I watched a couple of things, and what I noticed is, as soon as the woman gets on, he asks how old they are.
Right.
So if she says 20, he's like, you know, he looks at that as positive.
He did that today.
Yeah, you know, if she
Yeah.
says, you know, she said 34, he's like, okay. One lady came on, she said 40. He was like,
Right.
He immediately screwed up his face,
Yeah.
and then he said, are you married?
Right.
And I was just, that really bothered me so much, because it's almost like, okay, 40,
Right.
you're already whack because
Right.
you're 40.
Right.
And then if she wasn't married, she'd be whack.
Right.
And I'm saying, I think that's I don't think that's a positive thing to give off. I don't think you should be giving off this idea that if you are not married, you are not valuable.
Right. And that's the
I
problem I
have
have
a
with this
big
message too.
problem with that.
Okay, so we want to give you 3 reasons why we think people might be drawn to him, because Egu just asked, why do we love this guy so much? And Akua answered, and some people are in the comments right now. If you're just coming on the show right now, you see what our topic is.
Okay, and I like Candace has a lot of stuff to tell us. So Candace, come on, honey.
I
love when chimes come in and tell us extra information.
And we're
so
going to
we
get to
appreciate
that.
that. So
we'll get to that in a second.
I just want to say what she said. She said he thinks that after a certain age, you're in the danger zone.
Right.
And I get what he's saying. Like I get the idea that, women want to have kids and we have
and that probably most men look to women as more valuable because they can have children.
But let me ask you something. Can you say, you know what? I'm going to get on this age diet so that I can be 32 again. No.
Right.
You can't.
Right.
So to look at me as not as valuable because of my age, to tell me that, I mean, what is your point?
Now,
there's nothing I can do about that.
Let me say
now,
this.
If you're trying to be real with me to say, hey, you're going to have a harder time.
This is what I think at least our guest was explaining to us the other day on the show.
But he doesn't
she
give
was
off
saying
that,
that
though.
He does not.
He does not give off that.
That oftentimes women will come onto the show wanting this kind of man, and he's basically telling them why it is that a man like that wouldn't want them.
And I get it.
That's fine.
But it's his approach. His approach.
Okay, so there are 3 reasons why I think people are drawn to this guy and people like him. Number 1 is the Simon Cowell effect.
Yes.
Bottom line.
Yes.
We've been watching American Idol for years. Me and April stopped actually a while ago, but I'm saying.
But y'all remember when Simon Cowell was on? Y'all remember that?
Yeah, when Simon Cowell was on American Idol, everybody loved the first few weeks of American Idol because it was all garbage people
and
that he was
dissing.
telling. Yes, that's it. We for whatever reason, that's entertaining. Now, in my opinion, that's the lowest form of entertainment. But anyway, that's what I think is the number 1. So there's a lot of people that are watching just to see him do that kind of thing to women, and I actually think. That's bad. I don't like that. And then people
sit back and laugh. And I was just looking at
and
as I was looking at the comments, it was just so they were going in, and it was just laugh out loud, but they were going in.
Some of the comments were very disrespectful, and
he said Simon was telling the truth though.
Yeah, Simon was. Yeah,
he was. But true. I'm saying we liked the way he did it.
Right.
His approach. I mean, there were other people who said, I really didn't like that. Right. That was the truth.
Right.
You weren't that good.
Right.
But the way he did it was demeaning.
Right. That's
the
true.
way he did it was put down.
And we liked that.
And
for whatever reason.
You want to. It's something about that.
It's a ratings juggernaut. People love seeing that. You were gonna read something though.
I was, but let me find it.
Okay, go ahead. All right. So number 2. Number 2 is I think some men are drawn to him because they have been deeply hurt by black women. And I think he gives voice to them.
Wow.
He gives them language to speak from their place of pain.
John,
and I think that's one
it.
I believe that. So some of the men that are drawn to him, I think that's why. Now I'm not saying all the men.
No, not all the men.
But I think some of them, they have been wounded. Maybe a lot. I don't know. Okay, now what about the women though?
No, and let me go. Let's go back to that because I think also not just the hurt, but the idea that what, I'm tired of being told what to do by these women.
Right.
They always telling me how I got to be.
Yeah.
You need to be doing this. Almost wanting to come back.
It's a reaction.
That's not the way we should be with each other at all. That's not the way we should be teaching.
That's not a good foundation for a healthy relationship.
It's not.
No,
it's not.
It starts you off in a competition really with your spouse.
Yeah, and Akua says they need to get help for their trauma.
Yeah.
He ain't trying to heal nobody. And that's the thing. No, he's not.
He's not.
He's not.
And I'm not even sure that these guys would know that that's why they're drawn to him, but I think that's one of the reasons why. Okay, number 3. Now, again, I'm not giving an exhaustive list. I'm just giving 3 things that came to my mind today while I was watching Kevin Samuels for 20 minutes. I was like, what is the appeal? Okay, Simon Cowell, I get that. People want to see him telling people off. Number 2, I can see men who are hurt and wounded who want to watch this because this gives them man, okay, that's what I'm feeling.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And this is he's telling her off like I would love to be able to have the courage to tell my girl or person that dumped me off. Whatever. Number 3, I think go ahead.
I'm sorry. Or that's how I feel.
True.
He's saying what I can't say.
And that's the thing.
Because if a man were to say,
that's the thing.
The reason why I don't get with certain women is because they're big.
Right.
You would get jacked.
Yes. You right.
Okay.
Right.
So he can say it, and then you can be like,
and then you can send the video to somebody and say, whatever.
Yeah. You don't have to say it now because he said it for you.
Number 3, and the reason I said this one is because of what we saw today. All right. Number 3 is that I think some women are trying to figure out what it is that's not working. How come I can't get married? And they've tried everything, and they say, you know what? Let me see what this guy has to say. Because I can't think of this girl that we watched today was just subjecting herself to.
It was so bad. And then he hung up on her, y'all.
Hung up on her.
She wasn't even disrespectful.
Right.
He hung up on her because he asked her something about how she's going to have money in the future.
Right.
And she named
talked about a lawsuit
that she was doing.
Supposed to get money back
she was just
on or
naming
something
some
like
other
that.
things. She said something else that she had in place.
Yeah.
So she just named certain things.
He
Didn't
just flipped
agree
the
with.
phone up and he was like, "This
he
is-
was like,
okay,
you're
I'm
not
done.
worth.
You're
You're
not
not
worth
even worth
this."
me talking to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
again, now people want to watch because you hang up on
But
people.
before then, she had been on with him for at least the whole 20 minutes that we were watching.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, it seemed like she was trying to figure out how come she couldn't get married. Now, here's the thing. This person that we watched had been with somebody for 13 years, living with him, and what Kevin Samuels said was basically, well, you're not really wife material because a wife wouldn't allow a man to just live with her like that and be laying with her and having sex with her and not
right.
marry her.
Right.
And so
he made a good point that. If you with somebody for 13 years and you giving the milk and you expect him to buy the cow,
Right.
it ain't gonna happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Okay,
Right.
got
Right.
you.
Right.
But then in the next sentence he says, "You are not wife material. Like you are not even a wife.
Right.
Like you're done."
It sounded like an abusive relationship, and I was like, "Why is she sitting
it's like
here
he's
taking that
abusing.
abuse?
Yeah, it's like
verbal
verbally
abuse.
abusing.
Yeah.
The black women that
Right.
come on, and that is what really gets to me. I feel like
April,
listen,
April gets hot, y'all. I'm talking about.
Let me tell you because I just
can't take it.
I don't like bullies. I don't like.
April has always
I've
hated
always
bullies.
hated bullies.
Male or female bullies.
I don't like
Yeah.
people who bully themselves,
Right.
and you have so many issues, and
Yeah.
you are
Yeah.
coming at me as
Right.
if,
Yes.
So I just don't like that.
Right. Yeah.
But I believe me and John, when we have our coaching sessions with people, y'all, we straight up.
Right.
We don't fool around. If somebody came and said, "I'm living with this guy for 13," we'd be like, well girl,
Right.
that's why y'all ain't married.
Right.
Because blah, 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 right?
Right.
But we're not going to then
Demean
her
Yeah.
and say, "You're nothing."
Right. That's basically
That is the problem I have.
Yeah.
Because it's not to redeem. It's not to
Right.
say, okay, here's what you can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, I can go on and on about that.
The basic flaw, though, in my opinion, with the foundation of his message is that the things he is telling women and men that are the important things are all temporary things. And here's the
temporary.
part. Here's the
Yeah,
part that
yeah.
where I get biblical, because what we need to be looking for as Christians are the things that are eternal. And what the Bible teaches is that in the end, everything material is going to burn. So all that
Everything.
10K per month that you're making, you can't take none of that with you to heaven.
And that can go away quick. Right
It can go away
now.
before
we can
before
get-
Jesus comes, before there even is any hell. It
Listen.
can go away. There's no question about that. So, the point is, it's not the thing. You do not set your mind on the things that are temporary. We set our mind on the things that are eternal. So it's the kingdom of God and the things of God. So character, high character. In my opinion, the most important thing for a man to be high value, if the woman is going to think he's high value, is trustworthiness.
Yes.
That's the
Honesty,
most
trustworthy. Integrity.
Can I count on you?
Yes.
Do you have integrity? When you
Right.
say something, can I
Are you gonna
say
do
word
it?
is bond? Okay,
Right.
he's going to do that.
Right.
He's just going to try. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of attribute that actually, that's the kind of thing you're taking with you to heaven. You take your character with you
Not
to heaven.
even that, John. That's the kind of thing that's going to make something last.
That's what I'm saying.
If I know that I can trust you,
Right.
If I'm not worried about whether or not you out there sleeping with other women,
Right.
which is what he says, if you high value man, you
should be able to do that. You should be able to step out on your woman.
You should be able to do that
Yeah.
because you're the one that's high value.
Right.
So, how in the world are you going to be able to have a relationship that actually lasts?
Yeah.
If you are teaching, or how are you going to have people have relationships? If you're teaching that method, that
Right,
idea
right.
that because I'm high value, I should be able to have a side piece.
Right.
That's a problem. There's no way that that's going to be. Listen, you can stay together.
Right.
Again, we've seen couples that stay together for the money, but they're
Right.
not happy.
Right.
And I believe most people want to be happy.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah,
Assuming.
you can decide, you know what? We're going to be together. We're going to help each other financially. We're going to be supporters of each other's business, and we're going to sleep in separate rooms.
Right.
Because that's what ends up happening.
So here's the part of his message that I think people are latching onto, and I think we actually have a perspective on that too. And that is simply this. I think that he thinks that women who want to be modern can't have it both ways. That you
Yeah,
can't be
yeah.
a modern woman and then also have traditional values,
Yes.
which we did a show on this.
We did do a show on it.
And here's my opinion. My opinion is I don't think you have to be completely traditional, and I don't think you have to be completely modern. And I think that based on scripture, when the Bible says that the two come together, you are one flesh, you know, you leave your father and mother
and become
one flesh.
Exactly.
I think that passage is basically talking about you creating your own new thing.
Family, your own new thing.
So here's what I think you should do. If you have expectations, you need to voice them. That's it. I think more which is why our fit program is so important.
It is.
I think
Look at we were talking about some 120K doesn't cut it in New York.
it doesn't. 120K not even that much.
Honey
You know what I'm saying?
child,
That's barely anything.
about to be everywhere like that. Woo, you right.
But here's what I'm saying, April. When you really think about it, if we did better at not only articulating our expectations, because the thing is, articulating expectations is one thing. Not really knowing your expectations is another thing.
It is another thing.
Sometimes you need a third party to help pull that stuff out. We have some
Yes.
activities that we do to help pull out some of these expectations. Because what happens is, when you get your sight and your mind on getting married, all you care about is the pie in the sky, clouds, this is going to be so great. And you think, oh, I can do anything. Oh, it doesn't really matter. She cooks, oh, who cares? I can cook, oh, whatever. It doesn't matter. Who cares if he takes out the trash? But honestly, you actually have some specific things that you want. You're just too high in the clouds right now to see it,
Right.
and to know what it is, and to be able to articulate it. If people were just more upfront in the first place by saying, "Look, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know how to cook, and I don't want to. I don't want to be the cook."
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
or this is how I grew up.
Yes.
I don't really know how to see anything more than this.
Right.
Let's talk through this.
Yes, all
You
of
know?
that stuff is important. So
Yeah.
I'm saying I think you can have aspects of the modern and the traditional if you want to. You can be completely modern, you can be completely traditional, whatever it is, but you need to be equally yoked with your spouse.
Exactly.
Whatever you need to have the same expectations when it comes to that. And then when you guys have your relationship, if you are able to articulate that stuff, I think you would solve a lot of these problems.
Yeah, and I think if you man, I had what I was gonna say.
But then you need to start
I'll be
reading
reading the comments,
man.
man.
You know
They so
what I'm saying? We can check it
good.
out.
You need to put some of them.
We can stop and
comments
read
up,
them right
though.
now. We need to go back and read
Yeah,
a bunch
because I
of
wanted to
these,
comment
you know
on
what
some
I'm
of these comments, but seriously though.
Okay, so here's Julia.
No, but I was gonna say when you say, I feel like it's kind of a what do you call it? Short-sightedness. What is it?
Short-sightedness is a good way to say it.
Where you're only seeing this thing here. You're not thinking
we
about.
can be myopic. We see what's
Yeah.
right in front of
You're
us, but we're
seeing
not
right-
thinking 10, 15 years from now
No.
or what it is that we're going to think or want later.
Right, because if you end up in the hospital,
Right.
or
Which happened 7 months into our relationship, into our marriage.
Yeah.
We had a crazy car accident. You were in the hospital. I didn't know if you were going to live or die.
$10,000 a month is not going to take care of me.
No.
So let me say this before we read the comments. Let me just say this.
Yeah.
There was another caller that I watched tonight. John wasn't in here, but I have to tell you the story because she called and said that she was with a high value man.
Yes.
Okay. He's making money, had a great family business that she was actually a part of. She was helping out with the business, working for them. And she asked him what she should do because she felt like the relationship was messed up. Now, she didn't say messed up, but I'm saying messed up, okay, for the show.
Yeah.
And he says, so she said that he said, well, what's, no, let me say this first. She said, she said it was messed up. Then he said, how did you mess it up?
That's what April told me.
She didn't say, I messed up.
Right.
I messed up the relationship. She didn't say that. She said the relationship is messed up. His response was, how did you mess it up? He didn't say what messed it up. What did he do? What'd you do?
The implication is you're with a high value man, so he didn't mess it up.
He didn't mess it up because he's high value.
He's high value.
He's bringing in the 10K.
Right.
He's
doing his role.
He's
his
doing
job.
his role. That's his role.
Right.
What did you do?
Right.
And so she was like, well, I think that maybe. So she immediately just went on and took blame.
Right.
And she was like, maybe it's the fact that I'm nagging him about him not loving me, not showing me love.
Now, let's go back. Let's go back for a second. So, you're with a high value man.
Now, let me just say this. There are some wonderful high value men.
I agree.
Who have integrity and honesty. I want to make sure
agree.
that. Okay.
I agree. But my problem is, if he were to add a few of those to the list, I'd be okay with his list. If he said he needs to make 10,000, and then he listed a bunch of stuff having to do with integrity and trustworthiness and hardworking and loving you and willing to show you love. If he said any of those things, I might be like, okay, this guy's not that bad. But he don't say none of that.
Yeah, but
so here's my point.
The only thing is you might miss out because you're looking for that 10K.
But no, you're missing what I'm saying. You got the high value man according to his thing, and you don't have love, which is the one thing everybody needs.
Exactly.
What in the world?
So she's been with him for 4 years, right? She says she's not feeling loved, and she keeps talking to him about it, and nothing is changing.
And the Bible says that as a husband, my job is to love my wife as Christ loved the church. This is what I'm trying to say. I'm saying, if you're a Christian and you watch Kevin Samuels, no judgment. But I'm going to just tell you right now, if you subscribe to his way of thinking, it is diametrically opposed to the Bible. I'm saying you got to go in with your head on straight, and you got to be able to say, okay, I can take that part that you said, but this other thing doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
Because this doesn't line up with Scripture.
Exactly. But you have to be careful because you could get sucked in and then you end up subscribing to that ideology,
yes,
right? So then she told him that, because he asked her something about love or whatever, and she was like, well, I was able to see how a couple should love each other from my grandparents. Do you know what this joker said?
What?
He said, how do you know that? How do you know that they really loved each other in that way? He was like, you weren't, you where were you when they closed the door? And I'm like,
he's saying you can't see love demonstrated. It's not possible unless you're there all the time. And is he also saying that if we get into arguments and disagreements, that means I don't love you?
And I was just about to say, you're not going to see all of the negative.
Right.
I mean, we know there's negative things with it. Right. We're selfish people. But
the presence of negative does not mean the absence of love.
Exactly. And I'm saying there's going to be hard times.
Yes.
There's going to be some times when you're
Ups
arguing. There's going to be some times when you are not agreeing with each other.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that you can't show each other love and actually be in love.
Correct.
And so when she said that and he responded with that, she literally just was like, it was like, I have nothing.
Killed it. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And then he said,
she needs to get in touch with what the Bible says about what makes you high value. See, let me just say this real quick. The most important figure in the history of the universe is Jesus Christ. And Jesus did not make $10,000 a month. Jesus didn't have no house. Jesus did not own a home.
Right.
He had no place to lay his head. He had to rely on friends. So from this perspective, Jesus was not a high value man. And then the Bible says this is who we're supposed to be trying to be like in our relationships.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, I want to go back to say there are high value men who make $10,000 and more. Some of them are on this chat right now.
Right. Exactly.
Okay,
we have some right now. And we're not going to blow up this spot and say, but we know what they make.
And they are high value men.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm not saying that if you are considered high value, you are not worthy of whatever.
Right.
But I do want to say that there are times when as I watched him several times. Every time I watch him, it seems like he is constantly putting her down in some kind of way. Yeah. Whoever he's talking to, he's constantly putting her down. And he said that he's tired of women saying that men should be saying, you black women are queens. He said he was tired of that because all black women are not queens. That's his words. That's what he said, that they're not queens. And I'm saying, his idea is you have to be your status. You've got to be up here in order to be considered a queen. And I'm saying we have to look at it. Well, we as Christians look at it in a different way because what we try to emphasize is you have value just because you're related to Jesus. You don't even have to.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have money.
Right.
You don't have to have, because, if you don't have a degree, a college degree, he puts you down for that.
Right.
And I'm saying, yes, those are good things, but if you don't have them, that does not mean that you have no value.
That's not the measure of a person. I agree. All right, let's take some of these comments. We're not going to get none if we don't do it.
I know.
Just checking in with some data. Only 18% of black households, he put households in all caps, in the U.S. exceed $100,000 in annual income. This percentage is lower for black men. Samuel's teaching isn't even for most black men or women.
Wow.
Candace said, that's a big on with him. He feels that women are, a big one. Sorry, she fixed it over there. He feels that women that aren't married won't have enough to sustain themselves in the future or be able to retire. So I heard him say something about that today.
That is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous.
Well, that's definitely true 2,000 years ago when Jesus was on the earth.
Exactly. Like, where are we? Are we not in 2020? What are we? I don't even know.
2022.
2022, and you over here talking like we in the 50s?
Right. So Akua says, it's always the women's fault for picking the wrong men, having the babies with the wrong men, dating the wrong men, as if men have no responsibility in any of the situation.
You know what, Akua, that goes along with what we discussed with Sheila Gregoire.
That's right.
And that's the idea that it's women's fault why men look.
Right. And women's fault why men lust and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, we place a lot of that on the woman's doorstep.
Woman.
I don't think that's right.
And as young teenage girls, it's placed on them.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that's a problem.
Yeah, that's not good. Okay. So, and also 120 a year ain't a lot of money. That's what
These
Julian
days,
said.
listen, no, it's not.
Brian said, I would say at the end of the day, the woman chose whom she lays with. The woman chooses whom she lays with, whom she has kids with, except rape. So that's why the majority of the blame dispersion are placed on her. True men know we can't force a woman to do nothing she hasn't already set in her mind to do. So you're saying that's why you think a lot of So I would disagree. I would say if you and I both have sex and you end up pregnant, the reason why it's her fault is because she got to carry the baby. If men could get pregnant, we'd have a totally different way of looking at this. You know what I'm saying? It took two to tango in the first place. It's both of y'all fault.
Right, but because you're showing it, because you show it.
Yeah. And Candace said the same thing. Truth is, a lot of high-value men step out. High-value men, according to Kevin Samuels, I think her definition, and have wives that tolerate that behavior. Correct. Right. They tolerate it because they're in it for the money. If you're going for those 6 things, you know what I'm saying?
That is what we have seen. We have seen that.
Yeah.
Allowing certain things to happen because you're there for the money.
Yep. Andrew agrees. The most important thing for a man to be of high value is character, trustworthiness, faithfulness, accountability. Yeah. Those are the things. Those are, and by the way, you can't spend any of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? You can't buy a car with it.
You can't fake that stuff. You can
fake it for a little while, but after a while, man.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
You cannot fake. You can actually fake being a high value man.
You can.
I have seen people who can't afford certain cars drive the cars.
Yes.
Dress like Kevin.
Look like they have money.
Look like
and
they have the status.
They just got debt.
And they have none of that.
Yeah.
So you can look like one.
Yeah.
And women might think, hey, let me go for that guy.
Right. And then find out it's a pipe dream. Right. Okay. There is no scripture that talked about traditional or modern marriages. I've looked. I did see no one say I got to cook and clean only, or that I can't have purpose outside of the home. Agreed.
So true.
Agreed. And you know what? I really think that most women who are fighting between this traditional and modern thing, I think they're fighting against something. I think no one has told them that they can make their marriage whatever they want.
It's society.
Yeah.
It's the way that
I think no one's told them. It doesn't have to be cookie cutter. Like, this is y'all's thing. Y'all decide what you want to do, and you decide how you're going to derive meaning from it.
You know what, John? Sometimes it comes from family. It comes from the way that you were brought up, and the way that maybe your family says, oh, because I've seen that. I've seen where certain family members say, she's not gonna cook.
Right.
She's not cooking. And I'm like, no.
Right.
She's not.
Right. And that's what they decided. That's their relationship. Why are you in it?
Why are you upset about that? That's a problem.
We have several friends who are the husbands of the principal cook in the home.
Yes.
Family members too.
And what I'm saying is,
they don't have no problem with it.
You get put down.
Yes.
In society, and I'm going to say in our Christian faith. I'm going to say in our Christian faith. I'm going to say the church.
Yeah, oftentimes
can
put this on you.
Yes, can have you feel like you are wrong because you are deciding to do things differently.
Yeah.
rather than the traditional way. So I
Okay.
think we have a lot of things that
Brian
that
asked a
cause
really
that.
good question. Does equally yoked mean being on the same page? Why can't we just be yoked to move in the same direction together without always having to share equal weight? Is equally yoked in this modern realistic?
So equally yoked does not mean that you have to share equal weight. That's not what that means.
Right. But
So it does not mean you have to share equal weight.
I agree.
It just means that y'all on the same page when you're talking about values and what you expect.
I think the most important things, like basically, I think people that are equally yoked, they don't have disagreements in the area of the non-negotiables. In other words, I think it's important for us to be a God-fearing family. If my wife didn't feel that, we'd be unequally yoked.
Exactly.
Because to me, that's a non-negotiable to me.
Yeah.
And
it's going to cause a lot of problems.
No question. That will be a huge
That would
problem
be a
in the
huge
relationship.
problem.
Yeah.
Exactly. So,
Okay.
Kim, you missed a lot if you just coming in,
Well,
sis.
you know, you missed the grip. But she missed it a long time ago because we just going back through.
Oh, okay,
you know what I'm
okay.
saying? So,
Hopefully
you know
she
what I'm
caught
saying?
up.
Okay. So Karen brings
Hey, Karen.
a very good perspective here. I think you might agree with Karen's.
Yes, I do, Karen. I already
thing
agree
here.
with you.
Because the word nagging was used earlier in the show.
Mm-hmm.
She says, nagging, I hate the word nagging. People think calling people to accountability is nagging.
Yeah.
So I would say, Karen, that I do agree in some instances that maybe some husbands overuse this word in situations where they don't want to have to answer a question or whatever.
And let me just say, I think that the young lady used the word nagging because she needed to show how she messed up.
Right.
To
She was
Kevin.
trying to agree
She
with
was
Kevin.
trying to
that she
agree with
messed
Kevin
up.
that she messed
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
So she used that word nagging
Yeah,
so that she
yeah.
could, so that it could show she was wrong.
Yeah.
Because I don't think her expressing over and over again that she wants to feel loved
Right.
is nagging.
Right. Christian's here too. He said, if that man is showing you who he is, believe him. That's a good, that's right, Christian. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's absolutely right.
Right.
Richard says, love is the highest value. Yes, it is.
Exactly.
That's the point we're saying.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's not even on the list.
And Egu says, isn't he divorced? Yes. I
Twice.
think twice. I think he's
Twice.
been married twice and
Now-
right now is not currently married. I'm talking about Kevin Samuel. So I'm saying you're looking to a person who has not successfully.
Yes. But I want to stop you right there.
Go ahead.
Because I didn't want to say that. And
You
the
don't want to say
reason-
what?
Well, I feel now you're right about Kevin because it's Kevin and how he talks to
Okay.
people and how he
Okay.
has these, But I do believe that people who are divorced can give advice about marriage.
Oh, I agree with that.
Let me just put
No
that
question.
out there.
I'm
But
just saying-
I'm not giving Kevin a card for that.
Yeah.
Because he's not doing that in a way that is
Look what
to
China
me
says.
respectful.
Somebody broke Kevin Samuel's heart.
Yes.
Origin of the villain. I agree.
That is true.
No question about it.
That is what happened.
No-
and
no
I
question.
think it goes deeper than that.
Egu said his wife told him he's high value.
Yes.
Our definition of Kevin's.
Our definition or Kevin's, that's funny. I think he has a little bit of both.
Karen says, I'd rather be with a poor man with common sense.
Exactly.
Christian says, I can make $100 a month and I'm high value. And Christian, we have in the ministry made $100 a month, haven't we? Early on.
Listen, I have a high value man, and he definitely ain't bringing no 10K.
Right. I haven't yet, but I will.
Ooh.
Andrew Francis says, your value
do
is
like that, though.
intrinsic. Say that. It is. It's intrinsic. We have Listen, April said it earlier. Our relationship to God makes us valuable immediately.
Yes.
And see, this is the beauty of the gospel message. What Kevin is saying is, if you haven't amassed certain things, you don't really have value. And what the Bible teaches is, if you don't ever have any of that stuff, you can still be valuable. In fact, you are valuable to the
Because
person that
of
really
me.
matters.
Because of me.
That's it. The one that
Yes.
really matters, who calls the shots, who decides whether you live or die. The one who can give you heaven to go to. What's the saying? I don't know.
Heaven or
I ain't got
hell.
no hell
I
to
can
send
put
you
you
to.
in a-
Whatever.
yeah, right.
All that. I'm saying that's where we really have to be. You know what I'm saying? Horace thinks he's just a shock jock.
And you know what? I told John that.
He
I
may
said,
be.
you know what? This is making him some big bucks.
Oh, he's getting paid.
Okay,
Ain't
he's
no question
getting
about that.
paid. So you got to keep it going.
Yeah.
So you got to hang up on them.
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
tell them they're nothing. When they tell you they 42,
Right.
you got to screw up your face like
Right.
that's ugly.
Right.
You know,
Right. That's true.
You have to.
All right, here's a big comment from Mark covering our face and everything. Mark, I'm putting this up because it's the Bible. Psalm
Yes.
12:8. The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted. Simon Cowell was a rude, tactless judge on a reality TV show.
yeah.
Donald Trump was a rude, tactless
By the
president.
way, Trump is a high value man according to this list,
According
and so
to this
so are his sons. Let me just put that out there. Okay.
When rude, tactless people are exalted, affirmed, and placed on pedestals, rudeness and the absence of tact increases.
Wow.
So the ruder and more tactless you are, the more popular you can
Yes.
become when the activity is done. For example, Candace Owens
Yep, we
and
talked
Kevin Samuel's whole platform.
We
It's a
talked
biblical
about
principle.
Candace Owens
We
and
did
how
earlier. We did. You and I. You're right.
Yes.
Okay, so here's a cool. I'm going to be honest. Every time somebody starts like that, I love hearing it. I'm going to be honest. Kevin's philosophy is running rampant in these single streets.
It is.
And I started questioning myself. Like,
Wow.
will I ever find the one? The Lord told me exactly what you guys are saying. Those are not my values. Those are the world's values. After I kept it moving, after that, I kept it moving. I'm about working. It's about working on ourselves and being the best we can be. Period. That is
Yes.
absolutely right, Akua.
Yes.
And let me tell you something. There are men and women out there who are high value according to Scripture that you can find. The question is, are you looking in the right places? Sometimes we try. I'm not talking to you specifically, Akua. I'm just being in general. Sometimes we may be looking in places that are not the right places for these kind of people. Like, I don't know.
Well, and you don't have to,
club.
you know
know what I
it,
mean?
but you might. That's not. Don't start.
I'm not
naming
talking to
stuff.
Akua. I'm just saying.
Don't start naming that.
You're right.
Don't do that
You're right.
because that's not necessarily.
That was
true.
shock. That was shock jockey.
That was shock
You're right.
jockey.
I shouldn't have done that. You're right.
No, but Akua, I just want to say when you said
You said Kevin Samuels
said-
needs a session with John and April and the Maroon Bible. And Horace said he ain't ready for that. He's not. You're right.
no,
You're right, Horace.
but you
You're right.
said running rampant in these single streets, not just the single streets, the young single streets, honey.
Babe,
20-year-olds calling
maybe we should
in.
maybe we should title the book this.
Okay.
Karen says title the book If Men Could Get Pregnant.
That's a good book title.
That might be a good book title, seriously.
And we have a book title.
And the whole idea
we have
would
our
be
book title already.
how we would think of this whole thing differently. You know
But
what
that
I'm saying?
needs to be a different book.
You're right. Our second book.
Thanks, Karen.
Thank you, Karen. We'll give
We'll
you
write
credit.
that down.
You know what I'm
Yeah, we'll
saying?
give you credit for that.
Okay, so we're getting
wait,
close to
wait,
the end.
wait. Go
well,
back,
sorry,
go back.
which one?
Because
Which
Gabby
one?
said go up. She said
Wait,
you will
right.
tolerate anything. Keep going.
You will tolerate
almost
almost anything for the money. Some people are like that. That's very
Yes.
true. That's very true.
You will.
And the point is,
And that's not good.
We don't want you to be a walking mat, to be walked over just because somebody has money.
Oh, Tinder Swindler. Isn't that's a documentary, girl. I saw that.
We haven't
Amara,
seen the documentary, but we saw.
But I'm saying I saw the front cover for that, and I was like, oh
Yeah.
shoot, I gotta watch that because yeah.
Okay, I'm skipping down now because I don't know how many more comments. Let me see.
Man,
okay,
I'm seeing
good.
some comments
okay.
I want to say, but
Well,
anyway,
which
go
one?
ahead.
Which one?
No, it's okay. Go ahead. Hey Sam, she
where's
talking about
Sam?
Kevin is whack. Oh my goodness.
And Mark said, "Hurt people, hurt people." That's very
hurt
true.
People.
Oh, Mike's on here.
Or
Nick.
hey, Mike.
The only Kevin Samuels content I've watched is Affion Crockett spoofs on him.
Oh, really?
Affion Crockett. First of all, you need Michael.
Send that to us
Michael
now.
Timothy Nixon, text me that immediately. Like, text me a thing right now.
Yes.
I want to see that joint. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's look at Donnell real quick. A successful marriage requires both husband and wife contributing to the success of the household. It's not satanic, contributed, but rather contributing, meaning equally contributing to the health of the relationship. Kevin Samuels' videos often highlight women on his shows who, A, are not willing to share the responsibility equally, B, desire wealthy men to provide their wishes and desires, C, women who view themselves as deserving of living lucrative lifestyles without the look the part versus being the part. These ideologies are antithetical to the healthy marriage, Christian or non-Christian. Women deserve high-value men, but men also deserve high-value women in terms of values, responsibility, wifey roles, duties, in and out of the home. I will agree with that, Donnell. I would say that in the words of Akua, I think that we, when we are single, should be working on ourselves to create what we feel we would want in someone else. The kinds of attributes and things that we would want, that we think are important and valuable, I think we should be working on that. And I do think both of us should be bringing that to the table.
Of course.
I think
it
that's an important aspect.
should not be one-sided.
No. You should be
But-
trying.
but that's how
we should be trying to be one-sided in what we give, that we don't do it just because the other
course
person
not,
did it.
yes.
But for the
I
relationship
meant
to really be happy.
one-sided on my part.
That's exactly
like
right.
I shouldn't be expecting
Right.
the other to bring it all.
And
I'm
I
not
don't have to
bringing
do anything. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. I agree with that. Yeah. She said Kevin Samuels does private seminars too, and he gets paid.
Wow. Yeah, he's getting paid now.
Oh, she said not even the club, but these dating apps are crazy. His ideas are infiltrating marriage relationships, not just single relationships. Wow. Michael sent it to us. He said, bet. What if a woman is looking for an intelligent, spiritual, kind, etc. man who also has 6 high value characteristics? Is it okay if high value is part of the total desired package?
Well, that's what John just said earlier. He was saying if you want to have all these things on the list, plus, honesty, integrity, that's fine.
Yes.
But you can't leave off the character.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't leave off the character, that you're going to take with you. Because think about it. The first 6 things that we just named, those things can literally go away with a what is
the Bible says that it can go away like they're like dust or like a breath of wind. You know what I'm saying? It's like vapor.
Like vapor. So you can't hold on to that.
Right.
Yeah. Listen, I would love for John to make $10K a month.
Happening.
Okay?
Don't worry.
Or more.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that is not what's going to keep us married.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That is not going to
Gabby
keep
says
you
the
married.
6 can't be the be all end all.
It can't.
Right.
It cannot.
Right. Yeah.
So when you have just that on the list and you are subscribing that saying this is what you need to be looking for, that's not good advice. To me,
Michael texted us, but he also put it in the chat. If y'all want to see it, y'all want to see one of the spoofs. You may have a lot of fun with that. David, happy birthday, man!
Happy birthday,
Today's his 40th
David.
birthday. That's a big deal.
Wow!
It's also Deanna's birthday today. She's 40 as well.
It is. That's
happy
right.
birthday to her. I think the key consideration here is why a person wants a certain thing in a relationship. That's the key.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
why
saying?
do you want that?
Yeah. It makes a big difference, man.
And is that going to keep you for years to come?
Right.
Is that going to keep you?
Does it have the ability to do that?
Yeah.
So we're going to actually do a Team John or Team April tonight, and I have no idea. Hold on.
Where's your music? Oh, it's playing? Okay.
Yeah, it is. You know what's funny? I think Kevin Samuels is still playing back in the background. I didn't even know.
I know.
Let me see.
I think I hear him.
Let me see real quick.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, they
It's
can't
right there,
hear him.
babe. Yes, they
What?
can.
No, they couldn't. This is right here.
Yes, they can.
His Ryan is
hear
over.
him.
No, they can't hear him. They would have been hearing him the whole show.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so here's the question. The question is, did either one of us win tonight? I don't think so. I think we're both on the same page and both the same team. You know what I'm saying? But either way, you can go ahead and say Team John or Team April. You know what I'm saying?
You made some good points, babe. I
thought
just
you did
joined,
too.
but still Team April. Thanks, Em.
Oh my goodness. How you gonna do that and you just joined?
Cause she know we are sisters, honey. Okay.
A friend of mine said it's easy to get married, but are you ready to be a wife or a husband? That's a good question. Why are you turning on Bobby Brown though? Are you trying to? Are you trying to set the mood tonight, Primo? Is that what's happening? You know what I'm saying?
He said Team John because the character quote was fire.
Yeah. There you go.
John stole some of my lines.
No,
John
I
stole
didn't.
some of the stuff I was gonna say.
That's not true.
You did.
Wanda said that is right. His list will not keep you warm and loved at night.
You got that right.
That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? That's really the point. Now,
That's
is
what I'm
Lovely
saying.
Rose saying me too to Team April? Because Kakua says this was good. Thanks for the confirmation, Team April.
Yay. And
You
you
are
know
very
what?
welcome.
Lovely Rose is saying me too to Team April, I believe.
I think so too. Horace says Team High Value John, 10K and all. Yeah, Horace. That's what I'm talking about.
But seriously,
Gabby's
guys.
Team April, but that's because you guys are friends.
Yay,
you know what I'm saying?
Gabby.
I'm okay with that. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? He said Primo was following my ministry tips from earlier today. Yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
that was
Hey,
hilarious.
y'all go on Julian Kitching's Facebook page today and check what he said
It's so funny.
about his the way he's ministering to his wife
Exactly.
during this time.
Thank
know
you,
what I'm saying?
China.
China's Team April as well.
So,
I'm just saying,
guys,
I don't know, man. I
just
don't-
go ahead and put those hearts out there, guys.
Yeah,
Go ahead
heart,
and
or thumbs up, or if you want to say both of us, you can do a laughy face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Of course, Primo's Team John. You know what
Of
I'm saying?
course,
Just
of
because,
What
and
else?
Madeline is both of us, Team John and April.
Aww.
Mark McDonald is Team
Japro
Japro,
and
aka
Team
Team
Apron.
Apron.
I love it. I love it.
Hashtag same page. Yeah, Mark.
Love it.
Let me just tell you guys something, man. My personal feeling is that you can listen to these different perspectives. They actually help you, especially if you're dating. It can help you to get an idea of what people are thinking about
true.
and what's going on.
Yeah,
but I think you
it
have to be
is.
very discerning when you do it. Remember when you go in that you are a Christian and that you have a different set of values than most people do. And so don't forget your values in order to grasp at marriage.
Yes, and I don't.
You know what I'm saying?
I would say that I wouldn't want black women to watch things like that and then become
Bitter? Jaded?
No.
Bullied?
being bullied,
Yeah.
being emotionally or verbally abused,
Yeah,
whatever you want to call it, or
yeah.
feeling like that's what it is.
Yeah.
And then begin to question, am I not valuable? Is this why I'm not able?
Yeah.
And I'm saying that's not who you need to turn to figure out whether you're valuable or not.
No,
You need to turn to who you know has the answer and
Where's my Bible,
find
man?
out. No, seriously. And find out, because I've had to ask the Lord to show me, Lord, my ways.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Am I not being what I need to be? And if I'm not, show me. And sometimes it's going to people that you look up to that you know is going to give you advice because they love you. Say, talk to me about, how I am. What do you,
How are you being when you interact with the opposite sex?
Yeah.
Are you sending the wrong signals? Are you giving off the right kinds of things? Are you being approachable?
But in that, still knowing that you're valuable.
Right.
That's the thing. And
Your
that, you know
value
why?
is from God,
You know why?
from the
Because we're
beginning.
not perfect.
Right.
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
So, it's just, yeah.
I think
We gotta have
Siobhan
the
said
right
Teen
attitude.
April too, and I didn't put that up there, but I'm doing that. Lovely Rose put up the different things that we wanted. Thank you very much. And Madeline agrees. So Primo apparently needs prayer. His son is headed to college, and he's a little scared. Hope he picks a good one. I hope so too, Primo. We're gonna be
Just
praying
pray
for
for
you,
your
man.
child,
You know
honey.
what I'm saying?
Pray and ask the Lord to send the
Exactly.
right one.
You guys were a team tonight, but I'm leaning to man of value. Is that me? Is that what he's saying? Is he saying Team John? Is that what he's saying? I'm going to interpret that. Thank you, Richard.
You are a high value man, though. You are.
You're a high value woman. You know what
I
I'm saying?
appreciate that.
For real. And you don't make anywhere near 10,000 a month.
I don't think that's my list.
Oh, that's not your list.
No,
Okay, my bad.
I don't think that's on my list.
Yeah. Horace is praying for you, man. Praying for.
Yeah, Primo, I understand. Mine will be there in a year and a half.
That's right.
So
we all praying for PJ that he picks the right one and that the Lord
Exactly.
goes with him. Madeline wants to know if you can bounce. You know what I'm saying?
Oh. Yeah, Madeline.
Anyway, y'all, we're going to be back next week right here at 9 o'clock. We go live at 8:55 with the 5-minute countdown, as you know. We'll be here. See? Man value John. So I interpreted
You
that
interpreted
right.
that correctly?
Yes, thank you, Richard. You know
I'm
what saying?
glad you did. And don't forget, if you have anybody who you think could join the FIT program.
Oh, yeah. Send them our way.
Yeah, send them our way. Have them DM us.
Here's the website again, justjohnandapril.com/fit. These are people who are already engaged or who are thinking about marriage and really want to start off the right way. You want to invest in your marriage and your relationship for the long haul. This is where you can come. You can sign up right now. We start March 27th.
Yes. Thanks,
We're
Horace.
looking
He said
forward to
been
it.
loving the reels on the gram.
I'm glad you are loving it, man.
We're
We're having
having
fun. We're having fun recording it, man.
Listen,
You know what
Horace,
I'm
we're
saying?
having too much fun.
It's
We're
too
acting
much fun.
like
It don't even
kids
make- it
over
don't even make
here.
no sense,
Just
man.
having
You
a
know what I'm
blast.
saying? Yep.
Okay. Too
Anyway,
much.
love you guys. We'll see y'all next week. We will be here, right? I think.
Next week. It is spring break, though.
We'll be here.
We'll be here.
All right, y'all. See y'all next week.
Bye, guys.